Welcome to Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motoring news and features TV and online magazine. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for.
On Motoring Forum, we shall discuss the efficiency of the EDSA busway in 2021. Our road safety reminder in the Yonge Street Smart portion centers on the proper and safe way to treat pedestrian lane users. This week's Maing Tupper shall be about wearing a proper uniforms of PUV drivers. The public service segment centers on motorcycle riders without helmets while driving. Showcase this week shall have the hatchback wagon from Volkswagen, the Santana GTS.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are on this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us.
Ambition. It's not a destination, nor a finish line. It's what you keep racing towards, to push, to the extremes, to race, race, race. That's when you find the limit. That's our ambition, so you too can race yours.
The Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
Suzuki Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style.
Live extra
with the Mitsubishi Xpander Cross.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here now are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. Things are going well with the LRT-1 Cavite Extension Project. It has taken another step closer to completion from Baclaran to Bacoor in Cavite.
The viaduct for Phase 1 of the LRT-1 Cavite Extension Project has been completed. This extends from the planned Dr. A. Santos Station to the Redemptorist Station in Baclaran. The construction of the viaduct started in September 2019 and was continued even amidst the COVID-19 pandemic and consequent health restrictions and protocols. In announcing the viaduct completion, the Light Rail Manila Corporation said electromechanical works, including the laying of rails and the installation of electrical systems, can now begin. Construction of the stations for Phase 1 of the Cavite Extension Project is also set to start. This covers the Dr. A. Santos, Ninoy Aquino, Asia World, MIA, and Redemptorist stations. Now at more than 67.5% complete, Phase 1 of the LRT-1 Cavite Extension Project is expected to be fully completed by late 2024 or early 2025.
The LRT-1 Cavite Extension Project is now 20 years in the making. Commuters from Cavite and other parts south of Metro Manila should be eagerly awaiting the time when it can cut travel time from Bacoor to Baclaran to just around 25 minutes. Groundbreaking rites were held back in December, but it's only now that construction has actually begun for the NLEX connector.
Construction of the 3-kilometer NLEX connector Santa Mesa section has started with board piling and foundation works along Antipolo Street, Sampaloc, Manila. NLEX Corporation President and General Manager Luigi Bautista has announced that progress of the said section will be more visible with the laying of the foundation for this segment. The 8-kilometer NLEX connector project expands the NLEX southward from Caloocan Interchange on C3 Road to the Skyway Stage 3 near the Polytechnic University of the Philippines in Santa Mesa, Manila. NLEX Corporation is working with the DPWH to complete the project that is expected to help decongest Metro Manila traffic and improve connectivity between seaports in Manila and airports in AE and Clark. The NLEX connector is a 4-lane expressway that will mostly run above the PNR lines and will coexist with the DOTR's North-South Railway project. NLEX expects that when the project is completed this year, the NLEX connector can accommodate around 35,000 motorists daily.
The NLEX connector adds another link to the network of elevated tollways, now providing motorists faster ways to travel within the metropolis. One day, hopefully in the near future, one can take the subway train in Metro Manila and get off in Calamba. The Metro Manila Subway Project has gotten more funding from the Japan International Cooperation Agency.
The DOTR has announced that the Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, has signed the second tranche of the loan agreement for the Metro Manila Subway Project, or MMSP, making available an additional 253 billion yen for the country's first ever underground railway system. In announcing the development, the DOTR also said the construction of the MMSP's parcel operability section from Valenzuela to North Avenue is now in full swing following the arrival of 2 tunnel boring machines last year. The first franchise loan for the MMSP in the amount of 105 billion yen signed back in 2018 is almost fully utilized, and the second tranche will be needed. 5 contracts, including 4 packages covering civil works of the parcel operability section, 240 train cars, and electromechanical systems, have been signed for the subway project. The DOTR said that 3 additional civil works contracts are scheduled to be awarded within the first half of this year. The subway project stretches from Valenzuela in the north to the NAIA Terminal 3 and FTI in the south. The DOTR revealed that the MMSP will be interconnected and interoperable with the North-South Commuter Railway System South segment, enabling a passenger to board a subway train, for example, in the North Avenue station of MMSP and get off at the Calamba station of NSCR without changing trains.
Continued support from the government of Japan through JICA for the subway project should see it being continued and completed under the next administrations. Benher Abalos, citing other priorities at the moment, has bowed out of the MMDA as its chairman.
Benher Abalos has resigned as Metropolitan Manila Development Authority Chairman effective February 7. In announcing his resignation, Abalos explained that he will be focusing on another role related to the 2022 elections. He designated incumbent MMDA General Manager Romando Artes as the agency's officer in charge, pending the appointment of the next chairman by Malacanang. In a short stint as the chairman, Abalos initiated vital projects such as flood control, mitigating measures, traffic reduction initiatives, sanitation, and beautification. Abalos led the reopening of the U-turn slots on EDSA, clearing operations at Balintawak Market, bicycle lane improvements, clearing of ground floor levels of flyovers along EDSA, unveiling of motorcycle emergency laybys, launching cashless payments for traffic violations, and opening of Kalawaan Station for Pasig River ferry service.
Abalos was one of the people who steered Metro Manila's response to the COVID-19 pandemic, highlighted by initiating the Vax as One program of Metro mayors. Those are the latest news and developments in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. The EDSA busway, along with other programs started during the pandemic, has provided numerous benefits to many. What these benefits are, who are benefiting, and how the EDSA busway does it are discussed in Motoring Forum.
When the COVID-19 pandemic hit the country and prompted the lockdowns, the DOTR and the MMDA decided to embark on the EDSA busway project. It has long been among proposals for a more efficient mass transport system in Metro Manila. The concept involved dedicating the innermost lane on both sides of EDSA for buses with loading and unloading bays, also in the middle of the metro's main thoroughfare. The idea was for buses to have a faster turnaround using the dedicated lanes, avoiding traffic congestion and allowing faster travel times for commuters. The EDSA busway was implemented as authorities began to ease quarantine restrictions and allowed public transport to resume operations, albeit under strict protocols meant to help prevent the spread of the contagion. Also called the EDSA Carousel, the busway saw travel time for commuters cut to just around an hour or less from Monumento in Caloocan to the Mall of Asia in Pasay City. The DOTR and the MMD are pleased with how the EDSA busway has provided a more efficient mass transport system in Metro Manila. In 2021, the EDSA busway recorded a ridership totaling to 47,104,197 while averaging around 129,000 passengers daily. The EDSA busway also performed a large role in the DOTR's Libreng Sakay program for medical frontliners and essential workers. The free ride program is complemented by the Service Contracting Program or SCP, which provided subsidies to PUV drivers and operators in order for them to sustain operations even under capacity restrictions. In a way, the SCP also helped the EDSA busway increase ridership. According to the LTFRB records, the EDSA busway took on more than 2 million commuters for the first 3 months of 2021, 2 million in January, 2.3 million in February, and 2.4 million in March, while 1.6 million was recorded in April as Metro Manila was placed back under modified enhanced community quarantine. Ridership was recorded at 2.6 million in May, 4.6 million in June, and when the SCP ended, 3.6 million in July, and 2.2 million in August. When the SCP resumed in September, the EDSA busway ridership rose to 3.8 million. It was placed at 6.4 million in October, 7.4 million in November, and finally 7.6 million in December. The DOTR touts the ridership numbers prove that the EDSA busway can be an efficient mass transport mode.
The EDSA busway can be said to be a product of the pandemic, although authorities said that the idea was born even before coronavirus hit the country. It's a concept that turned out to be a success and should be continued as we are now in the new normal. That's our Motor Informed this week, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.
Ambition. It's not a destination, nor a finish line. It's what you keep racing towards. To push. To the extremes. To race. 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 That's when you find the limit. That's our ambition. So you too can race yours.
Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
You are back with us here on Motoring Today. And in line with our lifelong commitment to promote road safety, here is this week's road safety tip in cooperation with Toyota Motor Philippines.
When driving, always keep in mind that you're responsible not only for yourself, but also for your environment. Palaging paunahin ang mga tumatawid sa pedestrian lane. Be patient at huwag magmadali, lalo na kung ang tumatawid ay mga bata, matatanda, o may kapansanan. It's always better to give way to pedestrians than to cause accidents.
Continuing with this week's edition of Motoring Today, let's now focus on proper driver's demeanor, especially for those driving PUVs. Here's Payong Chuper this week.
Payong Chuper lang, kaibigan. Ako si Ka Jojo Martin, isang kapwa nyo Chuper. Maging maayos sa pananamit tuwing papasada.
Kung gusto nating makarami ng pasahero, gawin nating presentable ang ating mga sarili sa tuwing tayo ay magmamaneho. Ugaliing isuot ang uniform ng samahan ng iyong kinabibilangan kapag papasada sa daan. Iwasang magsuot ng mga pambahay na damit katulad ng sando at tsinelas kung ayaw mo ang pasahero ang magalit at umiwas.
Tandaan, kapag maayos ang kasuotan, pasahero ay iyong kaibigan. Ito po si Ka Jojo Martin. Payong Chuper lang, kaibigan, mula sa isang kapwa nyo Chuper.
Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
To overtake the world, we all need a sense of greatness. Greatness that's powerful enough to change the world. Greatness that exudes intelligence. With the brains behind the brawn. With flaring passion and a taste for style. That's greatness accelerated. The all-new Honda Civic, now with Honda Sensing.
Live extra
with the Mitsubishi Xpander Cross.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. World of Motorsports is next. We start with the latest news and developments.
Leading motorsports events company Tuason Racing plans to organize more virtual and live races in 2022. According to Tuason Racing CEO JP Tuason, the company will focus on growing esport racing, which he believes is another career path for Filipinos this year. After learning to hold on-track racing safely under pandemic restrictions, Tuason Racing will also be holding live races, JP said. In 2021, Tuason Racing resumed on-ground race activities including the Toyota GR Vios Cup and the Formula V1 Challenge, which were streamed online to millions of viewers. Tuason Racing believes such hybrid racing events, on-track races streamed online, will become the trend for wheel-to-wheel racing. It also notes that e-motorsports involves skills that can be translated to live racing. Tuason Racing believes that racing, on-track and online is a sport that Filipinos are innately good at, and its programs will make entry easier for successful global careers.
And that's this week's World of Motorsports. Motoring Today continues right after this break.
Ambition. It's not a destination, nor a finish line. It's what you keep racing towards. To push. To the extremes. To race. 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 That's when you find the limit. That's our ambition. So you too can race yours.
Mitsubishi Strada athlete, confident to the core.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
AC Motors and the 5 automotive brands under it collectively grew amid a challenging year in 2021. A member of the Ayala Group, AC Motors manages 5 automotive brands: Volkswagen, Kia, and Maxus as distributors, and Honda and Isuzu in Ayala-owned dealerships. The year 2021 saw AC Motors collectively expand its network from 85 dealerships in 2020 to 95 in 2021. Total vehicle sales from members of the group grew 30%, outpacing the industry's 18%. Totizara, AC Motors president for Automobile Group, attributed this to the group remaining focused on the interests of its customers and riding on the strength, versatility, and adaptability of the multi-brand portfolio. Zara added that each of AC Motors' 5 four-wheel brands introduced new models, keeping customer interest and brand awareness moving forward. AC Motor Brands also poured in resources into integrating online processes and applications in its marketing, sales, and customer service operations, resulting in as high as 40% of monthly sales tracked back to its digital channels. For 2020, AC Motor plans to continue to steadily grow sales volumes with the introduction of new models, strengthening presence in the truck market, further expanding its network and focusing on digital processes. The new Mercedes-Benz E-Class has arrived. In announcing the latest addition to the local Mercedes-Benz lineup, Frankie Ang, Chief Operating Officer at AutoNation Group Inc., official distributor of Mercedes-Benz in the Philippines, said the new E-Class offers a refined sportiness, impressive design, and dynamism. It embodies a synthesis of emotion and intelligence. It is loaded with next-generation driver assistance systems, comfort features, and safety technologies that bring luxury experience to new levels and giving an even stronger impression. The new E-Class is powered by a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder gasoline engine, generating 197 horsepower and 320 Nm of torque, made into a 9G Tronic 9-speed automatic transmission. Now available at all Mercedes-Benz dealerships nationwide is the E200 variant. Toyota has just upped the ante in the subcompact SUV segment with the all-new Race. The Race is a 5-seater SUV that Toyota says has been designed and developed to be compact, active, and usable both as a daily and weekend drive. The arrival of the Race signals that Toyota Motor Philippines is serious about carving a huge niche for itself in the entry-level SUV segment. Now available in all Toyota dealerships are 4 variants of the all-new Race: the 1.0 Turbo CVT, 1.2G CVT, 1.2E CVT, and 1.2 EMT, with prices ranging from 746,000 to 1,036,000 pesos. Toyota says the Race platform and powertrain have been developed from the ground up to realize outstanding levels of driving performance, safety, and peace of mind. The 1.0 Turbo CVT and 1.2G CVT variants come with split-type LED headlamps with line guide, while the 1.2E CVT and 1.2 EMT sport halogen headlamps. All variants feature daytime running lights. MG Philippines had a record year for vehicle sales in 2021. MG reports it sold 6,343 units in 2021, an 85% increase over the vehicle sales in 2020. The final quarter of 2021 saw over 2,000 units sold. The record growth in sales was driven by the MG5 subcompact sedan and the ZS crossover SUV. From January to December last year, 2,013 units of the MG5 and 4,158 units of the ZS crossover SUV were sold. Attorney Alberto Arcilla, President and CEO of the Covenant Car Company, says they approached 2021 confident that MG, with its strong British heritage and superior product portfolio, would resonate with an even wider Filipino audience considering the increasing mobility requirements brought about by the pandemic. Attorney Arcilla says MG will launch in the first semester of the year 2 all-new models that will delight the local market.
Our car of the week is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. In this edition of Showcase, we check out the Volkswagen Santana GTS 180 MPI SE. Is it a wagon? Is it a hatch? Does it offer much beyond Volkswagen engineering and cachet?
Is it a hatchback? Is it a wagon? Does it fall into the subcompact or compact segment? Whatever some believe it is, or whatever segment they place it, the Volkswagen Santana GTS is 4,282mm long, 1,706mm wide, and 1,489mm tall, with a 2,603mm long wheelbase. It has 5 doors and can sit 5 and has the design and look that can fit general definitions of either a hatchback or a wagon. Volkswagen takes pride in its German engineering and Teutonic design, and Santana GTS certainly manifests both. Those who like the wagon body styling of the Santana GTS will describe it as a classic. Those who don't will call it dated. But what both can agree on is that it's quite functional and practical in look and features, coming as it does with adjustable halogen headlamps, front fog lamps, roof rails, power adjustable outside door mirrors with turn indicators, rear wiper. It also comes with a sunroof. It rolls on 15-inch alloy wheels strapped by 185/60 R15 tires. The rear door opens up to gain access to the trunk with 372-liter capacity, which can increase to 1,255 liters with rear seats folded. The Santana GTS comes with roomy interiors with good shoulder and legroom in the front and rear seats. The seats come with combination leather fabric upholstery with red stitching or piping, also found on the door trims and the dash. The rear seat back folds 60/40 to provide some flexibility for loading luggage and other gear. The D-Type multifunction and tilt-adjustable steering wheel features controls for such things as the audio system. An armrest lies between the front seats. The driver's seat adjusts 6 ways. Convenience features include power door locks, power windows, air conditioning with automatic climate control and rear vents, front cup holders, bottle holders on the doors, and power outlets. The Santana GTS comes with an audio system with AM/FM radio, plays CD, Bluetooth, aux input, USB, and 6 speakers. An optional Blaupunkt infotainment system features a 7-inch touchscreen display with mirror link for connecting with smartphones. The Santana GTS offers a driving experience usually expected of VW and other brands with German origins or engineering. It has good, solid, and nimble handling on both city streets and highways. There is enough grunt from the 1.5-liter gasoline engine that generates 110 PS and 150 Nm of torque for safe overtaking and driving on hilly terrain. Power and torque are transmitted to the front wheels via a 6-speed automatic transmission. Volkswagen says the AT adapts to one's driving style at any given time, from leisurely cruising to sporty performance, while also taking road conditions into account. The Santana GTS is rated to go from 0 to 100 km per hour in 12.6 seconds and to reach a top speed of 185 km per hour. The Santana also features Blue Motion technology that shuts down the engine when the car is stationary and automatically restarts it when about to go. It is meant to improve fuel economy but takes some getting used to. The cabin keeps outside noise quite well, while the suspension system with front McPherson struts and semi-independent composite torsion beams in the rear rides small bumps and road imperfections without drama. The brake system uses front ventilated disc and rear drums. The Santana GTS is equipped with cruise control that should come in handy to stay right on the speed limits on the expressways. It also comes with standard safety features like anti-lock brake system with electronic brake force distribution and brake assist, front and side airbags, ISOFIX childcare seats, as well as 3-point seat belts. Other driving assist systems include the electronic stabilization program.
Volkswagen Philippines may have just equipped the Santana GTS with enough up-to-date features and technology to add to its Teutonic heritage and engineering to convince those looking for wagons or hatchbacks to get one. That's our featured vehicle on this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
Ambition. It's not a destination, nor a finish line. It's what you keep racing towards. To push. To the extremes. To race. 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 That's when you find the limit. That's our ambition. So you too can race yours.
Introducing the all-new Isuzu D-Max into new heights.
extra.
with the Mitsubishi Expander Cross.
Suzuki Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style.
We now have our segment that dwells on the wide array of motoring problems, not only in the metro, but all over the country as well. This is where we present problems referred to us or we ourselves see and hope to fully find solutions for. Our public service segment is next.
As a motoring beat reporter and producer for Motoring Today, safety on the road has always been our advocacy and lifelong commitment. It's very sad to see some not doing their part, not just for their own good, but for others as well. While out for a road trip, we have seen several motorcycle riders, some with back riders, who are not wearing helmet while on the road. These pose danger, especially for them. It seems like most are very confident with doing so since there are no enforcers in the area to apprehend them. But more than this, shouldn't we be thinking of our own safety while out on the road and away from our loved ones? While there are undisciplined ones, we have also seen a few who are wearing their helmets, and to which is a good sign. Together with enforcement, we're looking forward to see more riders protecting themselves with helmets and other riding gears if necessary.
That's our public service segment this week. And should you yourself encounter motoring problems that need immediate attention, please feel free to contact us. See the details being flashed on your screen. And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, please don't forget to follow us on social media.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 35th year of continuing service to the general motoring public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. On behalf of our dad, Butch Gamboa, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa.
Happy motoring!
motoring!